your energy forecast for Tuesday, October 24th. So today we will see that moon in Aquarius that's been void since yesterday afternoon finally shift into Pisces energy. Now this is going to be taking place at 4:34 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as you may remember, if you listened to yesterday's energy forecast, we had that Aquarius moon go void, of course, at 3:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the afternoon. So we're 13 hours into this void moon, which of course is giving us a lot of things to question, a lot of things to doubt ourselves about, a lot of fears and insecurities to explore. Locking into the Pisces energy, of course, we're entering into the last zodiac of the wheel, which means that there is a little bit of a withdrawal that needs to happen, especially seeing as we're now in Scorpio season. It's a water sign. Pisces is a water sign. This is going to be very emotional, highly intuitive, very introverted, highly withdrawn. We have to I'm going to say simmer with all of the things that have already taken place. This is the time of seeing what needs to end, what needs to go, what it is that we want to bring to life. There's a stronger sense of intuition, of dream, of vision. There's a lot going on. Now, the most important thing to realize is that when the moon is in Pisces, we're not in a time of action. We're in a time of rest, recalibration, recovery, if you will. So we do have to slip back, still continue to act as the observer, as we're very much in this eclipse energy, and we're being thrown lots of hints and lots of clues. There are 12 different aspects here today. 10 of them are going to involve the moon. While the moon is still in Aquarius energy, but void of course, we are seeing the moon interact with Pluto in a very positive way. Pluto is the great transformer. He's in his rulership now that we are in Scorpio energy. Again, if you haven't listened to the astro forecast that I put out for Scorpio season, I'm going to recommend you do so. There's also a Scorpio season e-guide that you can download to stay in alignment with all the different astro events taking place within this season. But Pluto, he is really doing a deep dive in our psyche. He's really examining that inner narrative, that inner dialogue. He's helping us to unearth a lot of the darker parts in our psyche, in our heart space, in our memory files, if you will, in order for us to see where it is that we are now flipping the script. We're going to use some of the tough love life lessons that have been thrown our way for a source of empowerment. So of course, the moon still in this Aquarius energy, acting as the observer, acting as a visionary, if you will, picking apart what it is that we can improve, what it is that we can do better. This interaction is highly suggestive that there's a major revelation coming in where it is going to have a major impact on our perspective, on our understanding, on our emotions, and because of that, changing and altering the way that we want to actually move forward. The sun, now in Scorpio energy, going to trine with Saturn, the Lord of Karma, who is retrograde in Pisces energy. So again, this is some water on water action, and water is very cleansing, very healing, very intuitive, very transformative. Saturn, of course, rules over roles and responsibilities, structures, foundations, and you best believe with the sun now in Scorpio energy, we are tapping into a brand new energy that will help us stay on the path, where we have to be determined and disciplined and persevere through the obstacles and challenges that, of course, we're being faced with. The sun interacting with Saturn in this way is definitely going to bring a little bit more weight where it comes to our roles and our responsibilities. It's triggering and activating a sense of really taking a look at what has been tried, tested, and true to see whether or not we could make improvements to that, or whether or not we're going to stick with what it is that we've always been doing. There is this new warrior type of energy. We have this baseline level of patience now in Scorpio energy that we haven't had in a very long time. And because Saturn is here to deconstruct the old version of self, the old belief systems, the old reality in which we've created in order to build something new, more in alignment with our real, raw, authentic self in its place, we are going to have a little bit more vision, if you will, on our long-term plans, our long-term goals. We're tapping into this new wisdom that we're percolating on, piecing together all of the highs and lows that we've had to experience, the tough love life lessons that we've had to integrate. And because of that, we're taking a little bit more of a more logical, practical, balanced approach approach, if you will, on the path, the plan, the strategy that needs to be put in place before we go ahead and actually take action. The moon, still void, of course, in this Aquarian energy, going to make a positive interaction with Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of growth, expansion, beliefs, abundance, and blessings. He's retrograde in this Taurus energy. And now that we're in Scorpio energy that sits across from Taurus energy, we are definitely going to be presented with a crossroads choice point on where it is that we've grown inside of ourselves, learn the tough love life lessons, where we have to integrate that knowledge, and where it is that we have to now start tapping into the creator energy to create opportunities for us to actually move forward. The moon interacting with Jupiter in this way, definitely giving us a bigger, broader perspective of some of the things that we're closing the door on, some of the things that we're wanting to open the door up to. But mostly this is helping us to renew our faith, to renew our trust, to really kind of see where it is that we have to build ourselves up with a more confident, optimistic point of perspective before we actually get the party started and start making moves. So 4:34 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will have that moon lock into Pisces energy, and you best believe you're going to feel that vibe. We are going to feel heavy and weighted. We're going to feel like we're underwater. We're going to feel a little bit euphoric in a lot of ways. And again, we just have to kind of go with the flow now that we're in a water season. The moon in Pisces is going to come up to bump into and team up with Saturn, who of course is retrograde in Pisces energy at the very beginning degrees here. And this is definitely going to put a little bit more focus on what it is that we're closing out and what it is that we're building to. When we're talking about Pisces energy, we're talking about karma. We're talking about soul contracts. We're talking about new roles and responsibilities because of the ones that we've just outgrown and successfully been tested and passed. And so there is a little bit of, I'm going to say, a weight in our emotions because, of course, Saturn gives us those tough love life lessons. There are roles and responsibilities that we need to be bossing up to, but we don't feel quite prepared as of yet. Because of the pressure to kind of take a good look at what needs to be done in the here and now in our physical realm of reality, the moon in Pisces constantly wants to run away, avoid, escape this particular reality and live in La La Land. So we may actually get a little bit of a vision of a dream, an aha moment, an insight, if you will, on what it is that we're actually looking at surrendering, letting go of, closing the door on, and what it is that we're prepping and preparing ourselves to boss up into. The moon in Pisces, going to trine, beautiful interaction, with the sun, now in Scorpio energy. Again, water on water action. The minute that we have a positive interaction between the moon and the sun, there's an overlap between our unconscious realm and our conscious realm. There's an aha moment, an epiphany coming up to the surface of our awareness, and therefore it wants to be integrated, it wants to be acknowledged, it wants to be expressed through the sun. Again, the sun is shining a bright light now in Scorpio energy where transformation, change, metamorphosis is absolutely the major focus on this center stage. The moon in Pisces, again, feeling all the feels, really tapping into the subtle energies of the cosmos, picking up on new glimpses of visions, of dreams, of goals moving forward. And because we're kind of unpacking a lot of the soul karmic energy that, of course, we have to unpack in the shadow work of Scorpio season in order to actually evolve, there is a little bit of a gentle nudge of growth, of improvement, of awareness on what it is that we're closing the door on and what it is that we need to kind of use as the fuel to our fire to continue this major change, this major transformation. The moon in Pisces is then going to semi-square Chiron, the wounded healer, who is retrograde in Aries energy. And let me just be very clear, this doesn't feel good. This is where we kind of become all consumed with all of the not so nice parts of our thoughts, of our feelings, especially when it comes to our ego identity, what it is that we're not feeling up to, prepared for, equipped for, as far as moving forward goes. Now, we've been dealing with this whole caterpillar into a butterfly situation. The butterfly is now out of the cocoon, but because of the eclipse energy swirling, we're not really going to test our wings right now. We're just going to chill for the moment and just kind of flutter, make sure that they're activated, that they're aware, that they are in alignment with this new skeletal structure. Because we are trying to emerge as this new version of self, and we will, in Scorpio season, Right now, because we're just dipping our toe into what is required of us to do this boss up change and transformation, we are questioning ourselves. We're not feeling good about it. We're not really sure who it is that we've been, who it is that we are, and who it is that we desire to be. And so the moon in Pisces energy, which is overstimulating anyway, can feel kind of overwhelmed with the pressures of us to kind of rise to the challenge, to rise to the plate, if you will, where this change and transformation needs to take place. The moon is then going to trine beautiful interaction with Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, ruling over our information, communication, how it is that we express ourselves, who is already in this Scorpio energy. So again, we get water on water action. The moon is our heart space. Mercury is our head space. This is a trine, which means there's a harmonization here, which means that we are on the same page. Now, it may not last for very long, so definitely take mental snapshots of the aha moments, of the vision, of the goal, of the dreams that you're going to be downloaded with, because our intuition is super sensitive right now, and we are definitely able to tap into our higher selves, to the higher realms of intelligence, and actually grasp a vision of a dream, a flash, if you will, on futuristic situations. This is also a great time to be asking the right questions to get to the bottom of the truth. Again, I'm going to encourage you to listen to the astro forecast that I put out for Mercury being in the Scorpio energy, because it is very much the detective type of persona that we all need to get in order to get to the bottom of the truth. We're peeling the hidden layers back to reveal something that has been hidden away from our awareness. So this puts us in a very good situation, especially if we need to be asking questions of the people that we're still kind of on the fence about. We need to be very smooth, which we are anyways in Scorpio energy, in manipulating a conversation to reveal information that people aren't forthcoming about. So again, we're using our intuition, our spidey senses are tingling. We definitely are more trusting of the subtle energies and reading between the lines of what isn't getting said in order to paint a picture of the full truth. The moon in Pisces then goes ahead, trines Mars. Mars co-rules over the Scorpio energy. He's in his rulership in Scorpio energy. This is a beautiful interaction. It's water on water again, and you best believe we are boosting our self-confidence, our self-esteem. We are becoming inspired and motivated and hell-bent damn well and determined that we're going to get to the bottom of the truth, that we're going to get our shit together, that we're going to really move into this new battlefield position just with this warrior spirit, that nothing is going to stop us. And so this is a sudden shift of our physical energy, of our mood, of our attitude. It is preparing us to take the action and make the moves. However, the fuel, the fire, the flame, the inspiration, the motivation, the dream, the vision needs to start within us first. And this is very much us percolating on the actions required in order for us to make this change and transformation that the Scorpio energy is promoting. The moon in Pisces going to make a positive interaction with Uranus. Uranus is the great awakener. He is retrograde in Taurus energy. Again, we're in Scorpio season, so this is providing us with a choice point, with a crossroads opportunity to do something different, especially where new ways of doing things, new methods, if you will, new environmental changes. We're talking about all things Taurus. So this is our physical body, our physical realm, routines, money matters, relationships, long-term goals. What I love about it is that Uranus, when in a positive aspect such as this, gives us an awakening, an aha moment, an epiphany. We receive new information that we can't unknow, and therefore we have to do something with. And because this is a positive interaction, highly intuitive in nature, we are using the moon in Pisces to access the higher realms of our intuition, of our higher self, of the higher sources of intellect. And we're able to bring things into form through the Taurus energy. So because Uranus is retrograde in this Taurus energy, showing us where it is that we're the problem, we're resisting change, we're blocking the changes that we've been praying for, where it is that we're holding on too tightly to what it is that we've created, only in fear of the things that we're not going to get better of the things that we're currently removing. This is an opportune time to grasp a vision and a dream, a glimpse, a flash of the future, have that epiphany, that awakening, that aha moment within us, and recognize what it is that we're now being inspired to actually manifest and bring to life. The moon in Pisces then going to semi-square the North Node in Aries. This is not a good jam. Now, granted, it's not horrible, but it's showing us where it is that we're not ready to take a step forward, where we're not ready to align with this new path, where we're not rising to the challenge, where we're not ready to beat through the obstacles, where we're not really feeling as confident as we need to be to take the action and make the moves to break away from the path that we've been on and align ourselves with this new path that we desire to pursue. The sun in Scorpio energy going to make a beautiful interaction with Neptune. Neptune is retrograde in Pisces energy. So again, we get some water on water action here. This is a positive interaction, which means that we are cleansing ourselves first and foremost from some of the gunk and funk that we've been kind of trying to get rid of out of our energetic and astral bodies. We are really recognizing where it is that certain amounts of healing need to take place, especially within our identity, within our heart, within our soul, within our spirit. The change needs to happen in the inner realm before we see it in the outer realm. And where Neptune's kind of involved, yes, Neptune is retrograde in his place of power in Pisces energy, really pushing us to kind of tackle the hard things in life that normally we would run away from if Neptune was actually in a direct position. But this is showing us what it is that we're afraid of, what it is that we're hesitant to jump into. We know we have to, because in order for us to move on, we have to clear away the debris of some of the deconstruction that we've done in our lives. But this is a time where we're kind of sitting in the simmer motion in our inner realm, contemplating what it is that we actually want to manifest, what we're being called to pursue from here. So the sun is shining a bright light in Scorpio energy, pushing us into the depths of our own darkness in order to unearth some blockages. And in removing and analyzing and acknowledging and integrating those blockages, suddenly we become more empowered to actually pursue our dreams. And so there's a bright light being shone right now on our intuitive side, on our higher self side, to really replenish, renew, resurrect, rebirth, which are all Scorpio topics and themes, our faith, our trust in the cosmos, in ourselves, in the natural unfolding of the karmic relationships and the soul contracts that we're now moving out of, and in some cases now moving into. We're going to have this energy really be amplified because the moon in Pisces is going to sextile Jupiter. So Jupiter is retrograde in this Taurus energy. This is the last aspect of the day, and you best believe that this is going to bring on all of the positive feels. We are confident, we are optimistic, we are dreaming a bigger dream. We may even be dreaming such a big dream that we're going to be having to redefine and maybe refine the particular elements of that dream in a futuristic realm. But right now, we're just going to let our imagination soar. There's a lot of mystical influences taking place now that we're in Scorpio season. This is a soul transformation, a spiritual transformation first and foremost. And you best believe that the moon in Pisces, bringing in all this new creative energy, all this healing energy, all this imagination, is getting amplified with Jupiter. Jupiter turns the volume all the way up, and because he's retrograde, this is a lot of internalized energy, and because he's in Taurus energy, this is basically us figuring out what it is that we want to create, what it is we want to bring to life, what it is that we want to bring into form.